Hey, Anakin. How's it going? You are the first viewer in our spring training stream. Welcome, welcome. I'm just going over my lines again. I don't think all the people I put on my roster made it in, so let me just see if I can import the team back. There we go. That was what I had it at. I'm just gonna check to see if there's anyone I want to cross train around the infield. Infield arm. These guys are yeah, they're okay. Sorry, I got rudely interrupted by a rude daughter. Range. Yeah, I mean, I think these guys are all in the right spots. But just in case they're not, I kind of want a high range guy as a second baseman. I got Mick Bosher. He was an outfielder, so I think he needs to train in first base, so he's good there. All right. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Okay. Let's see if any outfielders need to go somewhere else. Richardson's got an awesome arm. He could potentially be a great left fielder. Cross-train him everywhere. Great outfielder. I'm pretty stacked with left fielders. I don't know if I'm going to change anything. All right. Donald Diamond, designated for assignment. Oh, he's got to go in the roster. That's right. Okay. Place on active roster. He was assigning. So he can go on the active roster, and David Suarez was assigning. So he's so that's going to fill up my 40-man pretty much. Oh boy! All right, that means I got to redo this. Donald Diamond is in there, and I'm probably going to pull some kind of opener follower nonsense like Scott does this year. Okay, I'm going to re-export. Oh, I got to check Addy's waivers and DFAs. Okay, there's nobody there. All right, let's pull the files. Let's pull everybody's files. So how's everyone doing tonight? It's spring training. So those that don't export, oh, that reminds me I could text Dylan. Those that don't export may regret it. I don't know. No, it's just that you're gonna have nobody on your thing. Anakin's doing well. Good stuff. I hope everyone got to do lots of fun stuff this summer. Not that summer's over yet. We still got a couple weeks. All right. Files are in. For the first time, we get to run Stats Plus, the desktop version, so you'll get the game updates. Now, I'm not sure if I've set everybody up, but if you were set up before, then you'll still be set up. And I think I'm going to shut down Slack. Don't think we need Slack anymore, but we'll see. Save game. So yeah, it's February 22nd, 2027, and we will play the first week of spring training tonight. 6 weeks of spring. That's 6 streams, so Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and then next Tuesday, Thursday. So that'll be our spring training. It'll be the next 2 weeks in the real calendar, and then we will be starting our 2027 regular season first week of September, just in time for real baseball to hit their last, well, I guess their pennant races. All right. Spring coverage begins right now. And, well, it's just, actually, I'm going to go back to the screen here and check the Dfa report. Dylan Hicks, Washington Freedom has 1 day left, so let's see what is he assigning. He's a minor league contract guy. Let's check their roster. He was waived, so he's probably getting demoted. Down he goes. Oops. All right, other roster violations. Not too worried about low A or college. Rookie. Okay, there's a couple players. Okay, nothing too crazy. And college doesn't seem to want to populate its rosters properly. All right. Denver Grizzlies are now AI managed, I believe. Should be. It's still showing Danny Smith. But they stopped exporting. So there we go. All right. We'll leave it at that. Let's get a game rolling. And as we usually do, well, it's normally for opening day, we'll do the defending champs, but Kansas City's playing Atlanta. Chris Zirkle pitching for KC. Wow, is he their top pitcher? No. Al Wooldridge is on the mound for Washington with new GM there. Let's see. Should we do the Hops versus Boston? I mean, the GM's here. Why don't we do that? Okay. Grand Rapids Hops versus the Boston Brawlers. And finally getting some familiar names in the lineups, although it looks like it's heavily slanted towards Boston. All their regulars are in the lineup for the first day of opening day of spring training. Scott Carnell, Danny Sanchez, Garcia, Brian Bonner, Cardenas, Perron, Sirio Damaras, Todd Akbar, and is this Brett Taylor? Brian Taylor? Who's this guy? Brandon Taylor. Kadeem Bernard on the mound once again for the Boston Brawlers. The pride of Middleton, Wisconsin, has spent the last 3 seasons with Boston, had winning seasons each of those years, and is looking to head up the rotation again this year. For the Grand Rapids Hops, visiting here at Spring Ballpark, it's Jose Velasquez, sophomore player, played one season, 22 games last year for Grand Rapids. Who's this guy? Kidahachi Nagasawa. We've got a third baseman, Dave Miller, Brian Dugan batting cleanup, Pablo Fernandez catching, Mo Riley left field batting 6th, Dave Pruitt batting 7th, right fielder, second baseman Gerasim Kaliev, fresh off the New York roster. He played where he played last year. Oh, sorry, he was traded, I guess, because he did 7 games in Grand Rapids already. And Matt Callahan batting 9th. The pitcher, Ernie King, was 10-14 last season, .527 for an earned run average, 205 innings under his belt. Let's start the action. Hopefully Stats Plus is working well. Okay. Nothing posted to Discord yet. All right. Jose Velasquez steps up to the plate here at Spring Ballpark. Kadeem Bernard on the mound with that Iron Man type stamina there. And we're going to get the first pitch underway. And Velasquez draws a walk out of the lefty on a 3-0 count. So 4 straight balls to start the game. Velasquez now a threat to steal Nagasawa at the plate. Here's the 0-2 count. Taps it into right center, and it finds the wall. Oh, just notice that the lights are bright on the light stands. Base hit, a double for Nagasawa, and that'll put Velasquez at third base. Dave Miller at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taps it on the ground, a short, and the throw across the diamond is good for an out. 1 run comes in, though, as Velasquez cashes in on the ground out. 1-0 for the Hops. Boston's Kadeem Bernard, 12 pitches, 1 out, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 1 walk. Brian Dugan batting. He was acquired in an early season trade last year with New York. Hit 300 for the Grand Rapids Hops in 145 games. 35 dingers for the Hops in the 2026 campaign. And he grounds this one to first base. Cardenas takes it to the bag himself. Nagasawa picks up third base on the ground out. And with 2 away, here's Pablo Fernandez. 2-2 pitch. And a slow hopper to shortstop. That's easily played by Carnell over to first for out number 3. And we end the top of the first. Hops up 1-0. Boston batting for the first time this spring. Scott Carnell will lead it off. Ernie King on the mound. He's got that sort of Elvis hairdo. He's got the Elvis mutton chops there. Elvis didn't have a soul patch, though. The 1-1 pitch and a fly ball straight away center. Callahan has no trouble with that one. Danny Sanchez up next. Yeah, 35 home runs is nothing to sniff at. That's for sure. Sanchez retired on a ground out to short. Or sorry, third base. Dave Miller had that one. Adrian Garcia, the left fielder, bats next. He was picked up in a 2024 trade with Denver. Excuse me. And it's a 1-2 pitch to Garcia. Strike three went around, and the Uncle Charlie gets him. So the first three batters come around for Boston, and they all go back down. It's 1-0 as we move to the second inning. Out of town scoreboard, Minneapolis leading Ohio 6-0. It's the top of the fourth. Ohio just one hit on the scoreboard. Toronto, New York, scoreless in the top of the second. Green Bay and Montreal. Green Bay in their second season, playing the Montreal Metros, defending Bull Cup champs from 2025, which reminds me, I got to get the trophy engraved. No scoring yet there, top of the second. Detroit leading Chicago 2-0 in the top of the second there. All right, Mo Riley leads off the Hops' second inning with a full count pitch, and it's outside for ball 4. Bernard, second walk tonight. Yet to get a strikeout. Dave Pruitt up next. 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. There's the first K for Kadeem, who had 199, just one short of 200 last season. Career high 213 the year before that in 34 starts. Expect a lot of strikeouts from Bernard this season if he stays healthy. Kaliev with a chopper to second base, an easy double play for Boston, and we're out of the second. Into the bottom half anyway. Brawlers face the minimum. Indeed they do. Brian Bonner, the right fielder, steps up to the plate. Last season, 27 home runs, 70 RBIs. Average of 259 at the plate. 3-2 pitch from King. And Bonner with the line drive to left field. It's deep, and it'll find the grass. One hopper to Mo Riley, and Bonner's aboard with a single. Jesus Cardenas, the first baseman, up next. High fly ball to shallow right. And that one's played easily by Pruitt. Charlie Perrin next. Stolen base attempt, and he's safe. Bonner swipes a bag, and Fernandez can't throw him out. Charlie Perrin up next. 0-1 count. A chopper up the middle, base hit to center field. And the runner's going to stay at third base. With one out, we've got runners in the corners. Sirio Demara's up next. And a runner going for second. He's safe. Perrin steals second base on the pitch to Mares, which was a ball out of the zone. And Ernie King is looking flustered. Ground ball to second. They're going to go to first to get the easy out. Give up the run. It's now a tie ball game. As Cardenas crosses the plate. Todd Ackber at the plate. 2 away. Runner at third base. Ground ball to short. The throw to first will end the inning. And that is the end of the second. Tied at 1 apiece as we go to the third. Downtown Matt Callahan steps up to the plate. Picked up in a trade with Miami in November during this offseason. Callahan .237 for the Miami Storm last season. Just 1 home run, 9 RBIs in 64 games. But with some solid potential for the Canadian out of Montreal. Early in his career, the young fella, just, well, I guess not that early, 30 years. Where's the rest of his career, though? Three seasons in the bigs, and hasn't played a full season yet. So we'll see how he does this year. Callahan, 1-0 count. Drops one into right field, base hit for his first plate appearance in spring. And a leadoff single for Grand Rapids puts a runner aboard for Jose Velasquez, who drew a walk his first time around. 1-0 count this time. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to second, and Boston doubles up Grand Rapids again. 2 outs on the board. Kitahachi Nagasawa, the next batter up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Had a double his first time up. And he grounds out here, and that's going to end the inning. So nothing on that base hit for the Grand Rapids Hops. The two teams still even at 1 apiece. Ernie King, 25 pitches after 2 innings. He's allowed just 2 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 1. Brandon Taylor, batting 9th in the order for Boston, steps up to the plate to lead off. He is hitless against King after 11 at-bats. 1-0 count, and it's up in the air to center field. Reaching for it in right center was Callahan. Makes a leaping grab in the alley. What could have been an extra base hit for Taylor. Scott Carnell up next. Two balls, 2 strikes. A ground out to shortstop for Scott. And we're on to Danny Sanchez. Danny Sanchez, designated hitter for the Boston Brawlers. Has an impressive career in the Bull League. 13 seasons. 13 years major service, but that includes many short seasons. He started in 2006. So if you count them all up, actually, it's 21 seasons. He only played a handful of games in 2007. Just 24 games in his rookie year with Montreal. But played nearly every game. In fact, did play every game from 2009 to 2017. We had 80-game seasons up until 2012 when we switched to an 82-game schedule. And then in 2017, it became a 100-game schedule. And he was a bit of an Iron Man throughout those seasons. Now, as a 39-year-old, 40 years old, his birthday January 15th, as a 40-year-old, trucking along with an impressive career batting average. And he led the league in on-base percentage last season as well, 124 walks. So Golden Boy Sanchez, destined for the Hall of Fame, no doubt. Full count, and he parks one in shallow center. It'll drop down for a base hit, and Sanchez is aboard. Yeah, an impressive career for the 40-year-old, 21 seasons. Adrian Garcia up next. Bill David comes in to pitch now for the Hops after giving up the hit to Sanchez. We're dipping into the bullpen early. Normally in spring training, you see the starter replaced around inning number 5. Along with some of the position players, but he's out early. Bill David coming in. Fly ball right center field, caught by the fielder, and that is out number 3. So the Hops and the Brawlers still tied at 1 apiece after 3. We're going to the top of the 4th. Bob Pedler comes in to pitch for Boston. He'll face Dave Miller, the third baseman, and we're going to check the out-of-town scores once again. Atlanta, the Fire Ants are hosting Kansas City Blizzard. That game just underway. Christian Teslo stole second base with a runner on as well. So there's 2 on, 2 out for the KC Blizzard. Top of the 1st. Minneapolis leads Ohio 6-4. It's the bottom of the 5th there. Steve Simcoe just hit a grand slam for the Oxen. His obviously first home run of spring. Steve Simcoe played just 5 games for Ohio last year and no home runs, so some potential there. Toronto trailing New York 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Montreal leads Green Bay 2-0 in the top of the fourth. And Detroit still with a sizable lead on Chicago. It's 6-2 now in the bottom of the third. But Chicago's John Guillot off to an early start, bashing home runs. He's got his first of spring training just now. Back to the game action here, where Boston is hosting Grand Rapids for spring training 2027. Dave Miller has an RBI on a ground out, and now he's got a line drive to left field, back to the wall. It's going to be in for extra bases. He's going to second, slides in safely with a double. Leadoff double for the Hops batter. Brian Dugan comes back around. 3 balls and a strike. And with an astute eye, he draws a walk. As that fastball misses low, 96 miles an hour on the clock. Pablo Fernandez, next batter. Runners at first and second, no out. He draws a walk, and with that, Boston has loaded the bases with a tie and no outs. Mo Riley, the batter. Came over in a trade last August. He swings and misses, a huge out there. Boston trying to get her done with bases loaded. Bob Pedler's first strikeout of the night. 2-0 count to Fred Pruitt. Deep drive to center field, but tracking it is Perrin, who reaches up, makes the throw home, but Miller, who is tagging up, was there before the ball got to the infield. And it's 2-1 for Grand Rapids. Gerasim Kaliev steps up to the plate with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Another product of the busy off-season for Grand Rapids. He was picked up in a trade in December, and he grounds out to first base. Hops are in the lead as we go to the bottom of the fourth, just by a slim margin. Yep. Small balls the way. Brian Bonner up to the plate next. He had a base hit his last time around. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. And the Uncle Charlie gets him. Bill David, first strikeout of the night for him, 5 pitches in. Jesus Cardenas, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And he sends Cardenas packing. David sends Cardenas packing. Charlie Perrin up now. 1-0 count. Tapped on the ground to third base, and it's thrown to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down, Boston. They trail by 1 as we go to the 5th. Matt Callahan steps up to the plate for his second appearance, and Callahan had a single his last time up. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, actually, it was a double. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And Viriato Quintal is coming into pinch hit. He'll slot in at the top of the batting order. Ron Bayer, the pitcher now for Boston, by the way. He got that strikeout on Callahan. 0-2 count to Quintal, who makes contact. Ground ball, harmless ground ball to third. DeMars is there to get the short hop and throw it to first. Jake Talley comes in now to DH for the Hops. And you'll see the substitutions coming in as we enter the 5th inning. Strikeout number 2 as Talley goes down, swinging at a changeup. 2-1 Hops as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Cirio Damares is up now. He's only on his second at-bat. Bill David still pitching for the Hops. 1-0 count to Damares. Hard chopper to third, but easily cut off by Miller. and the throw to first base is on the money. I see Quintal slotted in at shortstop. Jake Talley, where's Talley? Oh, he's DHing, that's right. We've got Vaughn Walker at second base and Kijin Kun at first base. Graham Stalker now stalking center field, and David Molina in left. Todd Akbar, second baseman for the Boston Brawlers, playing in his he's drafted in 2021. He did reach the major level by the next season, 2022. So he's playing in his sixth season now. One of the league's premier second baseman from Terrebonne, Quebec. 3-2 pitch. Base hit straight up the middle, arrow straight, and it's into center field. Akbar is going to stick with first base. Brandon Taylor, the catcher. The 1-2 pitch, high fly ball left field, and it's going to come down into the glove of Molina, who makes the catch on the run. Fernando Pagan, the right fielder now. There goes the runner, and he's safe. Todd Akbar's stolen base as that pitch was into the dirt. Will Peters had to dig it out. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out. Hops still in front, 2-1 as we go to the top of the sixth. And we're going to check those scores from around spring training once more. Atlanta now with a 3-0 lead on KC in the bottom of the third. Chris Zirkle pitching for KC. He's allowed 3 earned runs. Struck out 2 and walked 1 after 2 innings. Ohio trailing Minneapolis, still the Ravens 8-5 lead on Oxen. Bottom of the 7th there. Toronto is now pulled ahead of New York. They're leading 4-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Montreal Metros lead the Green Bay Bullfrogs 2-0 in the top of the 6th. Detroit Wolverines still ahead of Chicago, surprisingly. 6-3 is the score in that game. Back to the game action here, where Boston is hosting the Grand Rapids Hops. Dave Miller at the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight with a ribby. Ron Bayer finished the 5th inning, or pitched the 5th inning. Now he's going to pitch the 6th. His 2nd inning. Base hit down the first baseline all the way to the foul pole, the base of the foul pole. A double for Miller to start off the 6th. Once again, the Hops come out swinging. They've battled back after suffering at the hands of Boston's nifty and clean fielding. They had 2 double plays already. Kijin Kun at the plate, and he bounces a base hit up the middle. And now it's runners at first and third for the Hops. And 2-2 count to Walker. Swing and a miss. He goes down on strikes. And oh my God, what have I done here? I've pressed a button that I shouldn't have pressed. Stop. I hate it when it does this. And I can never remember what button undoes this. But Grand Rapids with a 2-run single. Oh. Well, I guess we're getting through this game. Oh my God. Does it escape? I don't want to quit the game. I can never remember what button does this. No, stop. Well, we're zipping through this game quick. At least you're ahead. I hate this. All right. Stop doing that. All right. Somehow we've got, okay, there we go. Where were we? Bottom of the 6th. Boston is up with 2 outs. Wai Cheng Ku is the batter. Sorry for that. And Grand Rapids Hops had an impressive top of the 6th. They are ahead 5-1. Let's check the box score real quick here. Yeah, they had a 3-run 6th inning, including a run-scoring single from Peters, and then Molina had a 2-run single, all off of Ron Baer. So there's the update. Back to the game action. I sneezed and I hit the wrong button. Eric Blevins has been on the mound for the last couple outs for the Hops. He's allowed just 1 hit. Here's Koo. Full count. Draws a walk on the inside pitch. Shannon Stone pinch hitting. We saw a little bit of Shannon last season. He had 19 home runs for Boston. He had 7 the year before that. And played just 12 games for Toronto in 2024. Didn't do much with those games. But with Boston, he's been a solid producer. Of course, every time I get rid of somebody, they go somewhere else and play better. A 1-2 pitch to Stone, and he quickly puts that in the air to shallow right, and that is out number 3. Hops still up 5-1 as we exit the 6th inning. Top of the 7th up next. Danny Badley. How does he pitch? Badly. For the Boston Brawlers. Out of Buffalo, Missouri. Well, I didn't know there was a Buffalo in Missouri. Now I know. 101 days major service. So yeah, just a fairly new player. Spent most of 2026 in AAA with some time in AA as well. Still working on his fastball and curveball, mostly trying to improve the curveball. Dave Miller, 2 for 3 tonight. What a game he's having. And he will be Badley's first customer. And it's hit hard to center field, back to the wall. Nobody's going to get there in time. Bouncing off the wall, and Miller picks up a double again. I don't think that's his first double. Kizan Kun stands in, and he goes down on the check swing. Now I want to check the box score for doubles. How many has he had? Dave Miller, 3 doubles. Wow. That's quite impressive to get 3 doubles. Vaughn Walker at the plate. 2 balls and a strike, and he grounds to second base. An easy out, but that'll put the base runner, Dave Miller, at third. Heads up base running there. Will Peters up next. 2-1 count. Big fly ball to right field, and it's caught for out number 3. It's 7th inning stretch time here in this Boston Grand Rapids spring training game. First day of the first week of spring, and this is our featured game. Bottom of the 7th, William Messer steps into the plate from Dunkirk, Maryland. Played 14 games for Boston last season, a whole bunch of time at AAA while he was seasoning himself. An outstanding defensive infielder, but I think Boston was waiting to see if he could move along with his hitting. His batting has been mediocre at best, but an outstanding defensive piece. 2 balls and a strike to Messer. Ground ball. That's a line drive through the left side. So a base hit for Messer to start off the 7th. Miller, I thought Miller would have had that one, but it was just out of reach. between third and short. Ciro Damares with Messer at first, no outs, 2-2 pitch. Strike three called. Blevins fires a slider by him that fooled Damares. And now it's Doug Yuso's turn at the plate. Full count. Misses inside for ball 4. And with that walk, Justin Buck's going to come into pitch now for the Hops. Hey, Timmer, welcome. How's it going? You're watching the Bull Baseball League. Oh, I see we've got a whole bunch of viewers now. The Bull Baseball League is a fictional online league on OOTP 23. We started on Out of the Park Baseball back on OOTP 17 back in 2016. Jean-Pierre Bale, the second baseman for Boston, stepping up to the plate out of Sherwood Park, Alberta, suburb of Calgary. Plays second base shortstop with some decent range and some pretty good defensive stats. Again, Boston with the defensive players. Messer, similar profile as a defensive piece. And base hit to left field. That'll drop down. Once again, we've got a scoreboard obscuring the field from this camera angle. What can you do? Bases loaded for Boston. 1 out with a chance, now with Fernando Pagan at the plate, a chance to tie the ball game with a swing of the bat. Tying run at the plate. Ground ball to short. They're going to go to 1 to get an out. Messer crosses the plate. Yuso goes to third. It's 5-2 now, but there are 2 outs on the board. J.P. Bale at second. Doug Yuso at third. Roberto Garza, the DH now. He came in an inning ago. He's already got a base hit. 2 balls and a strike, and it's a pop-up to the infield. Shortstop should have it, and Quintal does make the grab to end the inning. Boston closes the gap slightly. They still trail by 3. And we're going to the top of the 8th. Andrew Dreyer, the mound keeper for Boston here in the 8th inning. Pitching for his future, I guess. Spent 27 games in AAA Halifax last year. And playing right field for the Hops and up to the plate right now, Basilio Ruiz. 2 balls and a strike to Ruiz. Dreyer winds up. There's the pitch. Fly ball to the gap in left field. Koo makes the catch. Takamoto makes the catch. And that's 1 down. David Molina back up. Had that 2 RBI single his last time up. Nobody on the base paths to move along now. But we'll see what he can grind out. Ground ball to short. That'll send him down. And now it's Graham Stalker. Swing and a miss. Strikes out on a changeup. So the Hops do no further harm here in the 8th, but they lead by a score of 5-2. We're going to check the out-of-town scoreboard. And Atlanta still blanking KC going into the 6th inning. 3-0 is the score there. Toronto still with a 4-2 lead over New York, bottom of the 8th. Calgary has opened the scoring against California. It's 1-0 in the top of the 4th. Montreal hosting Green Bay, and they are leading the Bullfrogs 5-1. Detroit Wolverines still doubling up on Chicago 6-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th. We have a final report. Ohio hosting Minneapolis and falling 8-5, despite the 2 home runs and a grand slam by Steve Simcoe. And no scoring yet. Seattle hosting Miami. A little bit of a battle of the coast there, although it's spring training, so everyone's in sunny Florida. No scores yet in Las Vegas. They're hosting Washington. That is our last start of the day. That game gets underway at 5:05 Eastern Time, which is in 3 minutes. Jack Boehmer comes in to pitch for the Hops. He'll pitch to Motoyuki Takamoto, the left fielder. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Gets him with a fastball. Wang Chang-Koo drew a walk earlier. Now he'll face the pitcher. Blevins walked him. Now he gets a base hit off of Jack Boehmer. And Shannon Stone comes back around, looking for his first hit tonight. Diving catch by Miller, who makes a great grab before the ball hits the ground, and that's just totally robbed Stone of a base hit there. It was the hot corner special, but Miller got there in time. William Messer at the plate now. Singled his last time up in the 7th, 0-2 count. And a fly ball to shallow right field plate by the second baseman. That is out number 3. Boston gets a hit, but nothing else. We're into the top of the 9th. Grand Rapids leading 5-2. Viriato Quintal is 0 for 2 tonight. And in the 9th inning, he will face James Andre. Andre played 31 games last year for Boston Brawlers. 30 of those were starts. He went to 12-9 on the season. Just 98 strikeouts in 198 innings pitched. A useful starter. Getting some bullpen time here to warm his arm up for spring. That was a great dive. I'm glad they added these animations for OTP 23. I remember 17 just had little pegs moving around, so you had to kind of be imaginative with the calls. But this, you can actually see what they're doing on the close-ups. Ground out for Quintal. Teddy Monroe up to the plate now, his first plate appearance. And that's going to drop in for a base hit. A weak line drive to right center, and Koo couldn't get there in time. He was playing deep. Monroe safely aboard now. Dave Miller, 3 for 4 tonight, including 3 doubles. How about that? And an RBI. 0-2 pitch. Miller cranks it to the alley in right field. He's got himself another double. Incredible. 4 doubles for Miller tonight. I know it's just spring, but that's got to be some kind of notable achievement. Monroe at third base. Kizin Kun comes in to hit. He's 1 for 2 tonight already. He replaced Brian Dugan, the other cleanup hitter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Plunked! And Kuhn will get first base for his troubles, and the pitcher's gone. Ashley Lum's going to come in to pitch now. So with sacks full, Vaughn Walker at the plate now. Ashley Lum, a fresh arm, trying to restrict any further damage by Grand Rapids. Boston still within reach, trailing by just 3. They don't want to give up any more, that's for sure. Fly ball center field. Is anyone a tag up? No tag up. Monroe thought about it. Will Peters, the catcher. 1 for 2 tonight. And he puts one high in the air to shallow left. The shortstop has that one easily. And that will end the top of the 9th. 5-2 as we go to the bottom half. Boston's up next. And the Hops are going to try and shut them down. Michel Fournier, the pitcher from Aldergrove, BC. Not a huge French community there with a name like Fournier. Now I got to know what a Fournier is because his nickname is King of the... And I think that was a nickname we gave to a guy named Hill. originally. So in OTP, when it generates new players, will borrow nicknames you've already made because it adds them into the database. So now he's Michel, King of the Fournier. I want to say that's a furnace, but I could be wrong. Someone will have to look that up for me. Anyway, great stuff. Incredible curveball. So I expect that he'll use that as his strikeout pitch, but we'll see how he tends the mount. Cirio Demara at the plate. Ball and 2 strikes. Oh, solid contact. Deep center field. It's gone. Cirio Demara cranks a dinger over the center field wall, and that'll make it 5-3. And that is it for Fournier. Justin Trimmer comes in to pitch. 1-0 count. Doug Yuso at the plate. Tailing line drive to left, but Molina has that one easily. 1 out on the board. JP Bale back around. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 99-mile-an-hour heater from Trimmer, which is something we see from him quite often. Power pitching closer. The team's top closer, and well, why not get the rust off now? He's here, and Grand Rapids has just a 2-run lead now, so it's definitely a safe situation. Fernando Pagan, full count. Ground ball to short. Throw to first, and that's the ball game. So the Boston Brawlers fall to the Grand Rapids Hops in Game 1 of Spring Training 2027. 5-3 was the score. And 11 hits for the Hops, just 9 for the Brawlers, including an incredible 4 doubles for Dave Miller of Grand Rapids for 8 total bases. He had a couple of RBIs as well. Lots of pitchers coming around for both teams, really. The Hops, Bill David gets the win. Justin Trimmer the save. And for Boston, it was Bob Pedler getting hung with the loss. Dave Miller was player of the game for his 4 doubles, giving a great show for the spring crowd. And we'll wrap this up and see if Stats Plus updates Discord. I think it is. Yeah. Who wouldn't want a guy doing that in the regular season, though? All right. So some Discord posts are coming, but it's looking pretty slow, to be honest. All right, I'll just read out the results for the rest of these games. Calgary Calicos beat up the California Titles. Oh, I should change this back to me. Where did I go? Minneapolis beats Ohio 8-5. Hops 5-3 winners over Boston. Detroit hangs on to beat Chicago 6-4. And Montreal Metro's 5-1 winners over Green Bay. Toronto Nomads 4-2 over the New York Dragons, who added a couple of errors to their line scorer, and Trey Searson took player of the game honors with a home run. Atlanta Fire Ants 6-2 winners over the Kansas City Blizzard, defending Bull Cup champions. Calgary Calicos blanking the California Titles on a 1-hit shutout. Jerry Valerio on the mound. For Calgary, he was their big signing in the offseason, played for Seattle last year. Speaking of Seattle, they went 15 innings against the Miami Storm. It was scoreless until the very last frame. What a boring game to watch. Well, it was probably exciting with some hits and things like that, but 5-0 was the score, and Miami finally doused out the Seattle Salts. And Vegas, 5-4 winners over Washington. And it was the Houston Oilers 10-5 over the Denver Grizzlies. All right. Let's wrap up day 1. We're going to quick sim through the rest of the week, though. Hopefully not too many injuries. We'll check on the injuries. No, computer's running slow today. Yeah, opening day is April 5th. Yep, no big changes in the transactions or anything. All right, so let's zip along. Whoa, Tony Ramirez with a concussion. He'll miss 7 weeks. That's all of spring training. So after one game, Tony Ramirez, hot shortstop for New York, hit .311 last year. He's going to miss all of spring with a concussion. So that's news. All right. And let me know if Discord's not updating. It looks like it's showing 36 posts, so it should be updating for everybody. All right, day 2 of spring. Montreal Metro's playing the Ohio Oxen. They beat them 8-6. Boston Brawlers beat the Minneapolis Ravens 8-5. Chicago Pitbulls with their first win. They beat Green Bay 9-4. New York Dragons 6-0 over the Hops. 4-hit shutout for, it was a combined shutout. Mark Burrell gets the win for New York. And the Nomads pick up a win against Detroit. It was 7-1 there. Metro League results. California Titles with a 13-2 drubbing of the Houston Oilers. Miami Storm 5-3 over the Atlanta Fire Ants with Allison Stoke getting the win. Denver Grizzlies 3-0 over the Seattle Salts. 6-hit shutout there for the Grizzlies. Kansas City 8-0 over Vegas. 3-hit shutout there. Takahiti Higuchi was with the win for the Kansas City Blizzard. Defending Bull Cup champs Washington Freedom 5-3 winners over the Calgary Calicos. All right. Is everybody playing in this game? Let's see. Schedule. I think everybody's in action pretty much every day. There might be a couple days where everybody's got the day off, but I think spring it's pretty steady. All right. All right, Wednesday, February 24th results. Montreal Metro's 3-1 over the Brawlers. Ben Gold, his second home run of spring. Green Bay 6-3 winners over the Toronto Nomads. Green Bay's first win and Nomads' first loss. Detroit 3-0 over the Dragons, who fall to 1-2. Ben Price for Detroit with a home run, and Sean Shotanis. Ohio Oxen 6-5 winners over the Pitbulls. Pitbulls have only got one win. That's the first win for the Ohio Oxen, though. Minneapolis 6-2 over the Grand Rapids Hops. All right, Metro League results. Atlanta Fire Ants playing the Denver Grizzlies. Their former, the two teams were both expansion teams just 2 seasons ago. So both of those teams together. Houston Oilers 5-0 win over Washington. Oh, my old Keely Sewell played for me. Gets the win for the Oilers. Kansas City 1-hit shutout on Miami Storm. Great game there. Mike Visser collecting the win. Las Vegas Lightning 4-2 winners over the Calgary Calicos. And last result, California Titles 8-2 over the Seattle Salts. 2 home runs for California's Jeremy Martin. Promising bat for this year. If he stays healthy, it'll be solid year for the Titles. They've made some positive changes in the offseason, and we're going to move on to Thursday. So yeah, the regular season gets underway in just about 2 weeks, and spring will be 6 weeks long game time. So with our sim schedule, that'll be 2 weeks of real time of spring. So for those of you watching that are GMs, if there's adjustments you got to make or things like that, lots of time. Not too much, but anyway. And I got a hold of Dylan, the Ohio GM, and now that spring's on, he's going to reinstall. He's got a Linux setup, so he's going to reinstall Out of the Park Baseball and that. He keeps having problems with it, so he's got to reinstall every now and then. He just wasn't bothering for the off season. All right, let's finish up this week. Yeah, I'm getting the results in the Discord channels. Including the game highlight. I like the game highlights channel because it tells you who the injuries are and all the cool stuff. All right. Chicago goes 12 innings against the Brawlers and takes them down 6-5. Green Bay 3-0 over Detroit. Those two teams were last year's expansion teams. New York Dragons blank the Ravens 5-0. The Oxen demolish my Nomads 10-0. 15-inning marathon for the Metros as they take down the Hops 1-0. And again, not for the first time this week, this game week, have we seen a 0-0 game go to 15 innings. This time the Metros with just a 1-0 win. But wow, that's some patience to watch a game that's that long with no scoring. Atlanta Fire Ants 2-1 over the California Titles. And 5-2 was the score as the Oilers took down the Calgary Calicos. Washington Freedom 8-1 over the Salts, who have yet to win a game. They are 0-4, and Washington stacked up the home runs. They had 4 home runs in that contest. Kansas City 7-4 over the Denver Grizzlies. And lastly, Miami Storm 6-4 winners over the Las Vegas Lightning, formerly the Nevada Speeders. I kind of miss the Speeders, but I do like the Las Vegas Lightning logo and uniforms. Really, really nifty uniforms. All right. On to Friday. Have a quick look, see if there's any more news, any big injuries. Still the Tony Ramirez story. That's the big news story. All right. So if you missed last last stream, we did a NCAA game. That was pretty fun. I didn't know any of the players, but it was fun to watch some of that unfold and fun to call it. Ohio Oxen, 16-inning 9-6 victory over Detroit. The Green Bay Bullfrogs shut down the Dragons 5-0. My Nomads took down Boston 2-1, and the Pitbulls edge out the Hops 4-3. And another shutout, Minneapolis Ravens take down the Metros 4-0. In Metropolitan League action, the ML action, Miami Storm 9-1 winners over the Grizzlies. Washington 3-2 over the Fire Ants in 14. KC Blizzard 6-2 winners over the Titles. Pair of home runs for each team in that one. Vegas goes 8-4 against the Houston Oilers. Both teams 3 wins, 2 losses. Seattle Salts 4-3 over the 5-3 over the Calgary Calicos, who have just the 1 win, but that is the Seattle Salts' first win, so they are really Really not in a great position there, starting off spring. Both teams struggling. We'll just say that much. Saturday, February 27th. Let's get these games done, and then we've got Sunday, and we're done. I've got a news item there, so I'm wondering what that is. Mail item. Hops beat me up 10-2. Good job there, Anakin. Oh, it's because I had this guy. So this guy was a great pitcher for the Oilers way back when. Actually, back when they were St. Pete's. Jose Flinch Soto, with, as you can see, 3 pitching awards. He had 3 Sandy Koufax awards. We call our Cy Young a Sandy Koufax award. I ended up trading with St. Pete's to get him. And I can't remember what I gave up, but anyway, this is back when Brandon ran that team. And yeah, he had one good year with Toronto and then just went all downhill. I think, where was his one good year? Not even a good year. He did not even have a good year. But after a couple seasons, I stuck him in the minors. So he spent all of 2026 in the minors. And that's where he's been. Whittling away his time because every time I call him up, he does brutally. Like he was an ERA of 6. This is a guy that had a 282 to lead the league in 2019. His career low, I guess, earned run average, 165. Mind you, it's an 8-game season. Yeah. Anyway, just a crazy turnaround for this guy. And it's all this lack of control. Once the control goes, they're no good. He really should be in the bullpen, but he wants the starting rotation. He's trying to fight for a starting rotation slot, but with that earned run average, he's not getting it. Anyway, Jose Soto, what a story with this guy. Chicago Pitbulls 4-3 winners over Minneapolis. Detroit 7-3 over Boston. New York Dragons 5-3 winners over the Montreal Metros. Got a lot of green teams, eh? Now Green Bay, Dragons, Metros, green logos, green uniforms, green everywhere. Denver Grizzlies 5-3 over the Las Vegas Lightning. Calgary Calicos 12-1 winners over Atlanta, their second win of spring. Oilers 12-2 winners, 15 hits over the Salts, who are just getting demolished this spring. Kansas City 2-1 over Washington, and the Storm blanking California 5-0 in a 10-inning effort. Again, all the runs being scored in extra innings, although at least this one went to 10 and not 15. Yeah, we got a lot of green and blue teams. Not too many reds, a couple red teams. But anyway. I got to change this Denver Grizzlies. We need a uniform for the Denver Grizzlies. And they don't have a GM again, so I might just come up with something. Which reminds me, since we've got a stream going and nearly 30 people watching, if anybody is interested in joining the Bull League, looking for a fictional league, we sim 4 times a week during the regular season. Those sims are short sims. They're one series each sim, usually 3 games or 4 games. Yeah, we're always looking for new GMs. We've got the Denver Grizzlies open, and I believe the Seattle Salts are still open. All right, start real-time sim. Let's go. We don't usually let you move the team in the first year you operate it, but if you stick around for a year, we'll let you move it, rename it, etc. But uniforms and logos are always welcome. Houston as well. Oh, okay. I thought we were only down to 2 people, two open teams. Twins is here, yeah. Lurkin. Denver. Oh, Denver was Cody. Oh, anyway, and then someone else. Anyway, Houston was Minerva. Okay, yeah. And he had to step back. Metro 6-3 winners over the Pitbulls. 6-2 for Detroit over Grand Rapids. Ohio Oxen 6-4 over the Dragons. Boston Brawlers down Green Bay 5-3. That's only the Brawlers' second win. That's interesting. I thought they were doing a little bit better this spring. Minneapolis 3-0 over the My Nomads. 5-hit shutout there. Miami Storm 5-4 over Washington. KC 7-2 winners over Calgary. Vegas 4-1 over the Salts. California 5-2 over the Denver Grizzlies. Houston Oilers 6-1 winners over the Atlanta Fire Ants. All right. Any interesting, noteworthy top performances? Kevin Mullins of Ohio 4 for 5 with 3 home runs. That's pretty interesting. 4 RBIs, 3 runs scored, of course. Good for him. All right. So that's it for Sunday, February 28th. We're going to roll over to March 1st and Monday, a brand new week, a brand new month. Week 1 of spring is done. We'll update you on the standings, check, see if there's any more news on, yeah, is he doing that bad? We'll check, see if there's any more injury news. Fournier. Monsieur Fournier. All right. With March 1st, there should be scouting updates. That usually happens at the beginning of the month. So lots to do. And don't forget to stop in and check on the college leagues. I think all of them are in action now. We've got, except for obviously the Canadian Inter-University. So yeah, NCAA's in full swing. I think they're in their 3rd week. Pacific Rim College League started earlier. They should be going mid-season. Can-Am College is underway, and as of March 1st, North American High School gets into action for its 30-day season. Basically, it's 1-month season. So lots of people to scout is what we're getting at here. All right, spring coverage. Here we go. There's your standings. Miami, KC off to roaring good starts. Houston not far behind. Vegas Lightning 4-3 on top of the ML West. And the Ohio Oxen 5 wins, 2 losses to start the week, the first week of spring training, with the Montreal Metros leading the LL East. So there you go. Won't do the stats or predictions just yet, but we will check up on the news. Dusty Binns will miss 5 months with a fractured ankle. Green Bay Bullfrogs are going to lose one of their top players. He hit .285 last year, nearly 20 home runs. Former Chicago player. He's one of the Chicago players they couldn't hold for the expansion draft. And yeah, he had a great first year with Green Bay, but he is out possibly for a good chunk of the season. Well, 5 months will take him through a good chunk of the season. So that's got to be a bit of a blow to Green Bay, who are obviously is a new team trying to, trying to get some kind of sense of direction. But that's the big injury news. There may be some minor ones, but they haven't popped up. And any signings? Casey Height signs to Seattle for a 1-year deal. He's a starting pitcher, 34-year-old starting pitcher with no decisions last year. So yeah, $2 million for him. Still lots of talent in the free agent pool. To be frank, I don't think these guys are gonna get paid nearly as much as they want. I can see those demands going down. Look at this guy. Joseph Walker wanted a ton of money for me. I can't remember what it was, but it was more than 1.9. And yeah. Well, anyway, there's a couple starting pitchers in there if you want to take a chance on a guy like Oscar Harris. Didn't do much for me last year. Jared Kelly's in there. He's another former Toronto guy. A lot of former Toronto guys are on the free agent list. Yeah. All right. I'm going to wrap things up. It is 12:40, and got things to do, people to see. I got to get up tomorrow and work. But there you go. That's our first spring training stream done, and we'll get the file up and wrap things up shortly. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. Those of you that were first timers here, hope you enjoyed it. If you're regular viewers, obviously you're here because you must like my amazing ability to call baseball games. Or you've got a team here and you can't help it. You just got to watch what happens. But always fun to do these streams, and we'll see you guys. What's today? Tuesday. We'll see you guys Thursday night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bull Baseball League 2027 spring training coming back on Thursday. Thanks again and good night. I'm here so I don't get fined. Good answer.